Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into the story of the world, Volume 1, Ancient Times, a fascinating journey through early human history. Written by Susan Weiss-Boer, this book takes us from the very first nomads to the fall of the Roman Empire. So, if you've ever wondered how civilization began, and how people thousands of years ago lived, worked, and built the world we know today, stay tuned. Our story begins with the nomads, the first people who wandered the earth hunting animals and gathering food. They didn't have houses or farms. But everything changed when people discovered farming and began to settle near rivers like the Tigris, Euphrates, Nile, and Indus. This shift from hunting to farming allowed humans to stay in one place, build homes, and form communities, the first villages and cities. Civilization had begun. Next, we travel to ancient Egypt, one of the greatest early civilizations. The Nile River gave Egyptians life, its yearly floods brought rich soil for farming. They built huge temples and the Great Pyramids as tombs for their pharaohs. Egyptians believed in many gods, like Ra, the sun god, and Osiris, the god of the dead. They also created hieroglyphs, one of the earliest writing systems to record their history. Under rulers like King Tut and Ramses II, Egypt flourished for thousands of years. In Mesopotamia, the land between the rivers, people built the first cities such as Ur and Babylon. The Sumerians invented writing, cuneiform, and built ziggurats, giant step temples for their gods. Later, Hammurabi, king of Babylon, created one of the world's first law codes, Hammurabi's Code, a big step toward organized government and justice. Moving east, the Indus Valley Civilization rose along the Indus River. Cities like Mohenjo-daro had advanced plumbing, grid streets, and trade systems. Later, Aryan tribes migrated into India, bringing new beliefs that evolved into Hinduism. The idea of reincarnation, the caste system, and sacred texts like the Vedas began shaping Indian society. Meanwhile, in the Far East, ancient China grew along the Yellow River. The early Shang and Zhou dynasties built strong kingdoms and created bronze tools and oracle bones for communication with ancestors. Philosophers like Confucius later taught values such as respect, duty, and harmony, ideas that still influence Chinese culture today. In the Middle East, a small group called the Hebrews began a new belief, monotheism, worshipping only one God. Stories of Abraham, Moses, and the Exodus from Egypt became central to the Bible. The Hebrews settled in Canaan, later Israel, where kings like David and Solomon ruled. Their faith would go on to shape Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Now we move to ancient Greece, the birthplace of democracy, philosophy, and theater. City-states like Athens and Sparta had very different lifestyles. Athens valued art and learning, while Sparta focused on strength and war. Thinkers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle questioned everything, laying the foundation for modern science and ethics. The Greeks also loved their myths, stories of gods like Zeus, Athena, and Apollo. And under Alexander the Great, Greek culture spread across the known world. Finally, we reach ancient Rome, first a republic, then an empire. Romans built great roads, aqueducts, and the Colosseum. They conquered lands around the Mediterranean and spread their laws and language far and wide. Famous leaders like Julius Caesar and Augustus expanded Rome's power. But over time, corruption and invasions weakened the empire. By 476 AD, the Western Roman Empire fell, marking the end of the ancient world and the beginning of the Middle Ages. The story of the world, Volume 1, isn't just a timeline of dates and names, it's about how humans learned, built, and believed. From the first farmers to mighty emperors, every culture left something behind: writing, art, religion, or inventions that shaped our world today. it reminds us that history is not just about kings and battles, it's the story of us, of humanity learning to live together. If you enjoyed this summary, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment below which ancient civilization you'd want to live in. Thanks for watching, and remember, the story of the world is still being written.